Hello. We're live again this week. Last time for a couple weeks, so I'm going away unless Steve and Josh comes back from the wilderness. Josh is at a cabin way up north in Canada. It's not an igloo. So some sad news this week, some Marvel news, some Marketplace news, some keys of the week, some Mortal Kombat news.
Ooh. Tasty.
But first, You Sell Comics is your new multi-vendor marketplace for selling comics, slabs, omnis, trades, and more. Sell for as low as $5.99 a month, or run your own auctions for $15.99 a month, or a new 5% commission for unlimited listings. Pay when you sell. Sign up now for 1 month free trial at yousellcomics.com. And we have some nice books that went up, at least some first appearances that I'll highlight in the show this week that are still available. One that I actually might buy myself, because it's...
Give me one right now, yeah.
Because it's Grand Admiral Thrawn again, which I already have one, but I wouldn't mind another one.
Yeah.
Steve, can I hear you? Have you said anything? Hello?
I'm still
there we
alive,
go.
I believe.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I can hear you. Okay.
I got very excited. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Jesus. Okay. So, was it yesterday? Let's say the 23rd. Yes. Yesterday we found out that Ray Stevenson, who was in Star Wars Ahsoka, or coming up in Star Wars Ahsoka, he also played the Punisher. He was in HBO's Rome as Titus Pullo. Number of different roles. Apparently, he passed away on Sunday. The actor was known for so many actor roles in big and memorable genre works, including obviously Rome. Oh yeah, and Marvel's Thor. He played Volstagg. He also did some major voice work in Star Wars animated series. Don't really know cause of death was released. Unfortunately, he was 58, which seems really, really young for anyone. And yeah, I just went back.
He was the Punisher as well.
Pardon?
He was the Punisher as well.
Yeah, I was gonna say I just went back and watched that today. So I hadn't seen it since it first came out. It's it's definitely violent.
Oh yes.
It's campy. Have you seen it, Steve?
Very.
Yeah, I think it's probably prior to Bernthal. I thought it was always the best. For me, it was always the best representation of Punisher in film. But it's not an enjoyable movie.
Are you forgetting the Dolph Lundgren version from the 1980s?
Oh no, I'm not forgetting that. But yes, I'm not attributing that to Stevenson. I thought his portrayal was excellent as the Punisher. It's just not a movie I would want to watch again.
Yeah.
Granted.
I feel like, does anyone hear a weird audio thing going on or no?
Yeah, I hear a little chuckle. Is that me?
Is it you?
Oh. Is it? No, it's gone now.
Oh.
Steve's. Sorry.
Yeah. So there's a couple scenes in that Warzone where there's one scene in particular with Jigsaw where Jigsaw and his brother Billy are like going around recruiting all the gang members, and they're doing it like military style. There's like a black American flag, or a black and white American flag in the background, and they're marching around like they're generals marching from gang to gang to recruit. It was weird. And
It's
Dominic
very
West
tough.
plays
It's
Jigsaw,
tough.
which he's a really good actor. I like him in a lot of stuff, The Wire and The Crown and stuff. But I don't know, just something didn't connect with audiences because it lost a lot of money apparently.
That's
What did
not a
you think was
surprise.
campy about it? I don't remember. I mean, if you want to talk campy, you could talk like Thomas Jane sticking something with a popsicle.
I mean, that was
I don't know the
fun though.
I meant that specific scene of them going around with the American flag in the background and like the playing the national anthem, and them like pretending they're generals in an army recruiting people for the fight at the end. I don't know. It was weird to me. It was a weird
It
choice.
was tough. Yeah, it was tough.
I did find out looking at the Wikipedia that Kurt Sutter, who wrote Sons of Anarchy, wrote a script version for Warzone. And
What?
yeah, he worked on the script. He rewrote it after Thomas Jane said he was out, and he petitioned SAG or the Writers Guild to get his name taken off of it because by the time they shot it, the only thing they had left in that he wrote was how Jigsaw ended up in the recycling glass. That's the only scene they kept that he wrote.
God. Shut.
So did he release that online anywhere?
Shocked.
What his script was?
No, I've never seen. I don't think he's ever said what else that they didn't shoot or was supposed to be in the movie. But the only thing he said that they kept from his script was the Jigsaw creation.
Dude, that feels like a lost opportunity for Marvel.
Holy
Like,
fuck.
if they could just buy that script, turn it into a comic, like, you
Yeah.
got the Sons of Anarchy attached to that. Like,
Yeah.
that's a big sell. It's easy sell.
Yeah,
Especially
and
for Punisher.
he was also writing on the Shield at that point too, which is
Right.
another great show.
Oh.
And he was in that show for one season as a villain. So, yeah, Sons is one of my favorite shows. I'm not quite sure about season 7, but
Yeah.
and I tried watching his. He did a show after that called The Executioner's Bastard, which only got canceled after one season. That was okay, and then he hasn't really he was in on Mayans, but he kind of got fired from that after the way he treats staff.
For season 2, right?
Yeah, there's some complaints about the way he treats
Or
staff
season
that
3?
came out. So
He's got a comic series as well.
for
Really?
Sons or something
Oh,
else, like something original.
Oh, or something else.
It's
Yeah.
called. Well, he's got a couple. One is called Lucas Stan, and the other one is called Sisters of Sorrow.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I might have to look.
Both
for
of
that
them
then.
both are from Boom.
Oh, really? Okay, I'll have to look for that. So anyways, unfortunate news for Ray Stevenson. He's going to be in Ahsoka starting in August as one of the villains. Looks like he's going to be a Sith. He was also filming something for a movie called 1242 about Genghis Khan. He was currently filming. I'm not sure what's going to happen with that, but he had taken over from originally Kevin Spacey was hired for the role that he took over from.
Yeah, not happening anymore.
Yeah. Okay. Moving on. Marvel's X-Men introduces a new breed of Sentinel. Marvel's X-Men has always had to be ready to battle humanity's mutant hunting robots, the Sentinels, and all the upgrades that come with them. The X-Men's latest era has been a major evolution of their world, as mutants have all banded together to create a new island called Krakoa, as mutants have found new meaning in sharing community in their many enemies that have also evolved, and the Sentinels are no different. The latest upgrade are the X-Sentinels. They love using X for everything these days. Fall of X, 10 of X, or 10 of Swords.
I don't think that's gonna change either. I think it's gonna.
Using that.
I think it's gonna get
Well, every event
end.
doesn't have to have an X in front of it just because it's X-Men.
X Avengers X. Everything else,
Yeah.
just fucking boom. Yeah.
Let's see. So in X-Men 22, we find that the mutant-hating Orcus organization on the offensive, with MODOK and Mr. Sinister clone Dr. Stasis field testing their sabotage of Krakoa. Krakoa's miracle medicines, which have become Trojan horses for a signal that basically turns normal humans into Krakoan drugs into rabid animals. If that wasn't enough, Orcus is using a front of offering medical help to mutants seeking a cure for the X gene to kidnap and forcibly operate on mutants, which is exactly what brings the X-Men to their doorstep. While attempting to rescue one mutant from Orcus, the X-Men team are ambushed by Sentinel Zero, Orcus's new era of Sentinel, which is a modern Sentinel robot built over the frame of Wolverine's adamantium skeleton.
Oh, I like that.
looks cool.
Yeah, it looks. Well, I can tell you right now, it looks way better than Frank Miller's cover. Oh, so sorry.
That's not a cover though. This is art inside.
Oh, sorry, just an inside panel. I'm so sorry. It's that won't be 100 views.
Yeah, look that. That video actually is doing weirdly quite well. It's almost at 1,000 views, which is weird. So people really have an opinion on that Wolverine cover.
I can tell you right now, this panel looks absolutely disgusting. Like with the claws coming out, the fucking everything combined with the shoulder panels glowing, because you know what I mean. Like when it happens, you immediately look like to the claws. And following it up and like hitting the shoulders, and it's like, ooh, a little blast of light. Like, it's actually kind of disgusting. I love it.
Does it look like his visor is cracked there and you see the red, or?
Yeah, something. Not sure.
Well, he is smoking too, so.
He's smoking, bro. Like, right from the fucking gear.
Yeah, so X-Men 22 is out now. It looks like they're setting up a whole big thing with Krakoa and maybe ending that storyline finally after Hickman started the Krakoa thing, what, 4 or 5 years ago with House of X, Power of X?
Yeah.
Okay. So Guardians of the Galaxy, Chukwudi Iwuji, who played High Evolutionary in Guardians of the Galaxy, said he wants to play Etrigan in the new DCU.
Holy fuck, man!
That's a weird goal.
Yeah, it's a weird. Yeah, it's a weird like trade-off, right? Like I feel like
it's
crazy.
a weird goal because first of all, I doubt he's getting his own film.
It's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen, bro.
He's gonna be part of an ensemble.
The most interesting time that he's ever been in the term of media was when. Holy fuck! It was the cartoon, right? Like the what was the show? Oh my god, dude, I forget.
Justice League Dark.
Yes, Justice League Dark. Yeah. Sorry, yeah. And that was the dude. He was that iteration. I thought of him was kind of sick. I thought it was kind of fucking pretty dope. And I don't know. We'll see. How
I'm sure he's a cool character, but it just to me it seems like. Why wouldn't you reach higher, I guess?
Okay. Yeah, no, I absolutely feel that, yes.
Wouldn't your goal be like to headline a movie?
Yep.
So Chuck steals the show as the evil High Evolutionary in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. We're sure that's going to be the first of many lead villain roles the actor takes on. While he played Clements and Merc in Peacemaker, that role is arguably minor enough to leave the door open for the actor to also be part of the DCU. There have been rumblings about him being considered for Superman Legacy's Lex Luthor, but Iwuji has a very different role in mind, talking to comicbook.com about his dream DC role. I can't believe I'm forgetting the name, but there's a sorcerer. He comes from the days of Merlin, and he lives today right now, and he has sort of a demon inside him that comes out, Etrigan. In fact, I was talking to a friend about it. I was like, this character is Jekyll and Hyde in the DC world. If you told me to name one, it would be Etrigan. Like, I just love the idea of having two people existing as one. He also has a pretty unique speaking style. I believe he speaks in rhymes all the time. If Constantine shows up as being a main character, I could see him also being in that. Justice League Dark, there was supposed to be a J.J. Abrams HBO series. That's obviously not happening now.
Yeah. Thank God. Thank fucking God. Okay, like, can he just not touch anything?
You know, he hasn't made a film since Rise of Skywalker.
Okay, good. Good.
Steve's never seen it.
Like,
so.
I'm so done, dude. Like, you know what I mean? God damn.
Don't be so angry, Josh. Come on now.
I'm sorry. I'm just I'm sorry. I drank like 9 drinks today.
Good. I'm glad you told me that before. Okay, the Eisner Awards have been announced, or the nominations for 2023. Comic-Con International has announced the nominees for the 2023 Will Eisner Comic Industry Awards, highlighting the best in comics from last year. Image Comics came in first place compared to all the other publishers with 20 total nominations. An additional 6 they share, with DC earning 11, with 5 additional shared nods. Comic creator Zoe Thorogood is the most nominated single creator this year, earning nominations for her work on her graphic memoir, It's Lonely at the Center of the Earth. And the comic adaptation of Joe Hill's Reign, Tom King earned 4 nominations for his work at both DC and his new Image series Love Everlasting, while the late Kevin Conroy also earned a nomination for his biographical story Finding Batman and the DC Pride of 2022 issue. So some of the nominations here: Best Single Issue One Shot, Batman One Bad Day, The Riddler, Mary Jane and Black Cat Beyond, Moon Knight, Black, White and Blood #3, Star Trek #400, A Vicious Circle Book 1. I'm not from. Oh yes, I am familiar with that.
Yeah.
I don't think Book 2 ever came out of that, actually, or at least hasn't yet.
No, I don't. No, I don't think I remember seeing one.
Best Continuing Series, Daredevil by Chip Zdarsky, The Department of Truth by James Tynion, Philadelphia. Do you know anything about Philadelphia, Steve?
I have every single issue. I'm just waiting for it to be canceled so I can read it in one fell swoop.
I was wondering if it was good. I guess it's good because it got nominated. I just haven't. I didn't. Like, I have Department of Truth.
I'm sure it's good because for an independent series to make it the 30+ issues, gotta have something there, right?
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure it's vampires, and spoiler alert, but Spawn has recently joined the cast of the book.
Oh, really? That's interesting.
Yeah.
So Nice House on the Lake by James Tynion, Nightwing by Tom Taylor, She-Hulk by Rain Rowell. Best Limited Series, Animal Castle, Batman One by a Day, which I will agree with that. All of those books have been good. Human Target, Miracle Man, Superman Space Age. I don't know that one.
Miracle Man one is interesting because isn't that still
says by Gaiman and Buckingham, the Silver Age.
Yeah, isn't that still just reprinting material that they already published?
I guess so, because it does say the Silver Age, so maybe they just reprinted it.
Well, the Silver Age was the story that they had began back in the 80s, but never completed.
Oh, maybe they completed it?
They are going to be completing it, but I didn't realize that they had put out new material yet.
Damn.
Best New Series, The Atonement Bell, Love Everlasting, Public Domain. I read that one. That's pretty good. Star Trek, which I'm reading right now. Traveling to Mars, which you had said Mark Russell's a really good writer.
He's a good writer. Love Everlasting is an interesting one, too. It's like a take on those old romance comics.
Oh, yeah.
And the female lead keeps getting shunted to the next love story. I think it's like a twist on that.
Yeah.
I was kind of disappointed that Duo Powerbomb was not on here. That was kind of that was probably my favorite series from last year. That was new.
I feel like that's a little niche.
It was really good. It was heartfelt. It was a mother-daughter story and father story. It was really with some weird alien stuff thrown. I don't know. It was good. Best short story: The Beekeeper's Due, Finding Batman, Good Morning, Silent All These Years, and You Get It. Best writers: Grace Ellis, Tom King, Mark Russell, James Tynion, and Chip Zdarsky. Best writer artist: Sarah Anderson, Kate Beaton, Espy, Juni Ito and Zoe Thorogood. Some of these, like a lot of these names I don't recognize, maybe just because I haven't noticed the...
Yeah.
Do you always, when you read a comic, do you always look at the writer and the artist? Or do you does it have to be like really good art for you to go back and look like who did this?
That's a good question.
Oh, I
I
like
think
that.
it's really easy to notice now that it's printed right on the front cover.
Sure.
Okay.
But I don't always
Okay.
go back and look. Like, it's usually, most of the time, it's their last name on the cover, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Most
Oh, no,
of the
I guess,
time,
well, I
yeah.
guess if it's, you know, Donny Cates, it's like it's going to usually be Ryan Stegman. I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. Try it.
Best penciler, Jason Son Alexander, Alvaro Bueno, Sean Phillips, Bruno Redondo, Greg Smallwood.
It's like the first time that Alex Ross has not been nominated for Best Picture.
Yeah,
isn't it?
his name. Oh, his name's in Best Cover Artist though. He did get nominated
Okay.
once. Best Cover Artist, Alex Ross, Astro City. Best Coloring, Nice House on the Lake. Alex Ross again for the Fantastic Four. Best Lettering. You don't see a lot of stuff. Oh, there's Do a Powerbomb for
Yeah.
Best Publication for Teens.
Oh.
Didn't think it was that kid like. There's some death in it. Best Humor Publication, Cryptid Club. I Hate This Place, Killer Queens. Mr. Levinstein Presents, Revenge of the Librarians. Beth Anthology, Creepshow, The Illustrated AI, The Nib Magazine, Sensory Life on the Spectrum. Tori Amos, she has a
What?
graphic album?
Z2 is like a music-oriented line of comics
Oh, okay.
that has been like looking for.
I got-
If you look up a little bit, the
I'm
Weird
gonna
Al
look
one
it up.
is also a Z2 book. But yeah, that's what their angle has been, music stuff.
Best reality work, Alfred Hitchcock, Alice Guy, First Lady of Film, But I Live, 3 stories of child survivors of the Holocaust, Flung Out of Space, Invisible Wounds, Pinball. Best graphic memoir, Down to the Bone, Ducks, 2 Years in the Oil Sands.
What
Actually, I feel like I've heard of this one before. This
yeah,
one,
yeah, I heard that. Yeah.
I
Also
wonder
as
if this
well.
is it's got to be a Canadian. I wonder if it's
Maybe.
also nominated for CBC does like a Book of the Year thing here.
Mm.
It's Only the Center of the Earth, So Much for Love, How I Survived a Toxic Relationship, Welcome to St. Hell, My Trans Teen Adventure, Misadventure, Best Graphic Album, The Book of Niall, Crushing, Francis Rothbard. So many books I've never heard of. You probably recognize most of these titles. I would know.
No, I mean these are. I don't stock trades too often, so I'm not really looking in that section of Diamond.
Okay. Yeah, it's a lot.
So
It's a
unless
lot
it's an
more,
adaptation of a series that was published as singles, I'm not familiar with it either.
Yeah.
Best webcomic, Deeply Dave, Delilah Dirk, Laura Olympus, The Manomong, Spores,
Jesus.
Best Digital Comic. Yeah, okay. So those are your 2023 Eisner Award nominees.
Wow. Fun.
Speaking of Alex Ross, he did a cover for a new Immortal Thor series coming out from Al Ewing. After concluding his Eisner Award-nominated series, The Immortal Hulk, writer Al Ewing went on to a few other titles at Marvel Comics. Ewing would pen the likes of Venom, X-Men Red, and others, but the door has opened once again. He's returning with another wild take on a classic Marvel character. Speaking with Polygon in a new interview, Ewing confirmed that this August we'll see Marvel Comics publish Immortal Thor, a new series that will immediately pique curiosity from comic book readers the world over. Ewing described the series in biblical terms when comparing to the previous fan favorite, calling Immortal Hulk the Old Testament and Immortal Thor the New Testament. Okay, that's a weird analogy.
Yeah, that's weird, dude. That's weird.
Putting Immortal on a book I'm writing is a promise to a reader and to myself. Ewing told the outlet, I was the one who pitched the title, not editorial, not anyone else, and it was basically a self-challenge. Can I do a book like that again? Have you read Immortal Hulk? No, neither have I. Can I do a book like that again? Can I do my end of it better this time? I have to try because the alternative is just to lie down and let the grass grow where I fell. Sounds kind of depressing. I want to take another swing at the ball, and this time I just don't want to knock it out of into the outfield. I want to hit it right out of the park and stroll calmly around the bases. He won an award for his run on Immortal Hulk, and he's talking like he was terrible at it. I want to write something that goes as far and as hard as powerful as the other book did, to give a similar experience to the people who supported that book, supported me through it, and took something deep out of it, but with the benefit of experience. So this is the Alex Ross cover. I already pre-ordered this as soon as I saw it.
I like that, dude. That's sick.
Said to be published.
Not finished.
What do you mean it's not finished? You mean the blue here?
Yeah, there's too much blue.
Too much blue.
Looks
Well,
unfinished.
it's probably lightning.
Too much lighting effect.
Set to be
power,
published on
baby.
August 23rd. Marvel solicit for the first issue of Immortal Thor reads, in Norse myths they call him the Thundir. Viewer has he been called an Holorodi? Gods know him as Asgard's king, keeper of Mjolnir, hero of the tales. When injustice grips the earth and ancient powers bring down the sky, he fights for those who cannot. When the tale is done, we know that we will know what that cost him. This is the story of the Immortal Thor. So that's in August. This one probably doesn't get as bad backlash as the Frank Miller one, I guess. Okay.
Yeah,
No, it's much more appealing than Frank Miller's Wolverine.
This isn't close to you for the Frank Miller one. You said it wasn't finished.
I'd rather have this unfinished than that finished.
Okay. We'll do top 10 and keys of the week.
Hot.
Keys of the week. Your top 10.
Okay, so Spider-Man number 2 is still in the top
Same list
10.
as last time, isn't it?
Wait, is it? No.
No, it's different from last week. It's different from last
Oh
week.
no! Oh yeah.
Wait.
Okay. I had to refresh it. They updated it since
That's right.
yesterday. Okay. So Spider-Man number 7's number 1 again. Spider-Man number 2 is now number 3, which was 1 last week. Number 4 is the cover A of first Spider-Boy.
Fuck.
Ambassadors is still in the top 10.
I'm not surprised on that issue at all whatsoever. Like, oh my god.
Thrawn, the first appearance of Thrawn is back in. Yes.
What's the significance of the Sonic 60 book?
Let's take a look. Have they even announced? I mean, 3 is coming, right? But that's not the right
specifically
cover.
This book, as soon as I listed it, it did sell.
It's a 1 in
Really?
10. Is it a 1?
Yeah, it's the RI version, but
Shit. That's
I
actually
wasn't sure what the selling point was besides just being a 1 in 10.
Weird.
fuck. Damn.
Do you sell a lot of Sonic?
Yeah, Sonic does pretty well.
Okay.
Sonic is one of those kind of like an evergreen title. It's always selling.
Yeah.
That's a book I was always stocking up on too. That Captain America 310 book. There's so many first appearances in there.
This one?
Yep.
Oh, first Serpent Sight. I thought I saw something about King Cobra being leaked this week because it's shooting right now for.
Oh really? Well, Cobra existed long before this book, though.
They're shooting that right now.
Yeah, New World Order. They're shooting it in Atlanta.
Wait a minute.
The Serpent Society is rumored to be the villain in New World Order, or the villain.
I thought the leader was gonna be the villain.
He's in there too.
Yeah.
Who?
But, yeah.
The fuck?
I don't know if he'll be a villain. He'll just maybe make an appearance.
Holy
somewhere.
fuck! They can't.
Wait.
Like honestly, they can't just build on one fucking guy. Like honestly.
Well,
Jesus
this
Christ.
movie is progressing the Hulk storyline too, so that's why they're bringing in Thunderbolt Ross and the leader and Betty
Right,
Ross.
right.
So
That
they
makes
might
sense.
be
Yeah.
telling two different storylines.
Well,
setting
if
up
anything,
the serpent.
they might be getting ready to do. Well, they might be trying to gear up to do individual Hulk, but like they can't until
Right. So,
Sony
so they
says
have
yes.
Hulk stuff for the Hulk part of the story, and then they have
2000,
Serpent
yeah.
Society stuff for the Cat part.
Oh my god.
Okay,
Disgusting.
so that's your top 10 cover price, and then in stores today and tomorrow.
Yeah.
Well, actually today. Oh wait, today and tomorrow. Vampirella versus Superpowers #1. First appearance of Dynamite, superhero sidekick of
Perfect.
Vampirella. Drexler #1. The local sheriff of a town struggling with the murder of 3 girls reaches out to her half brother. The town outcast and a monster in his own right, but he still represents her only hope to stop the massacre, but only if his own problems don't cause the entire strategy to implode.
That's
Street
kinda
Fighter
cool.
6 #1, 4-issue prequel series of Street Fighter 6 video game. Massive verse crossover featuring Radiant Black, Rogues on the Dead Lucky. This book is like a year late, isn't it? The Supermassive?
I remember hearing about it last year. Yeah, that's crazy that you said
I feel
that,
like
because,
I pre-ordered this like 18 months ago.
There was a Supermassive. This is the 2023 one.
Oh, so
There
it's
was
just
a previous. There was a
So, like-
previous Supermassive.
Okay.
what was the book I ordered that never showed up then? That I thought was maybe
Oh.
it's a variant.
Yeah,
Anyways,
Let me take a look. Supermassive.
Yeah.
There's one 2022 that did pretty well for me back
Oh.
then,
yeah.
and then there's this one from 2023.
Damn it, Steve. Damn.
Is it does the Radiant verse do well? It seems like.
I mean, it looks like it.
Once in a while, I'll make a sale. It's not. It's
Really?
not flying out the door.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Within Temptation #1 in the future, battle rages between 2 species, an advanced humanoid species ruled by a techno-organic matriarch against a cruel race of artificially intelligent aliens. City Boy #1, origin of City Boy, how he received his powers.
It's me.
It's a DC comic. Green Arrow #2, first appearance of Troublemaker. Unstoppable Doom Patrol #3, solicitation when a brand new metahuman unwittingly becomes a galactic fugitive. Robot Man and Negative Man embark on a cross-country road trip to save him. You're a fan of Doom Patrol, Steve. Are you doing the comics? If there's that started over?
I do like Doom Patrol. I might read this if I have them all when it's completed, but
Okay.
not just taking it home just to read it.
Daredevil and Echo #1, 4-issue limited series with Daredevil and Echo teaming up to hunt down Demogoblin. Fury
Okay,
#1.
so that book right there, that Daredevil and Echo book, that's written by Taboo of the Black Eyed Peas. So that's kind of an interesting selling point.
Oh,
Oh.
so it's okay. So it's like a weird, like, okay.
Okay.
Well, he's been writing a bunch of books for Marvel, and this is the latest one.
No way.
He wrote that.
He's doing others.
Yeah, he wrote Deadly Neighborhood Spider-Man.
That book sold really well too. It was in the top 10.
Yeah,
for a long
number
time.
5 was like
Holy
really
shit.
expensive.
Yeah.
And then he also wrote the Werewolf by Night series, and that #1 sold for crazy money too.
Okay. Wait, not the original.
No, there was a recent one with
the
okay.
re-edition.
the
but
new
it's still-
Werewolf,
What
and
the fuck?
and that one that was like $30-$40 book for a while.
Yeah.
That's cool, man.
Fury #1, solicitation reads Nick Fury Jr. targeted by a new foe using the name Scorpio. Secret Invasion comes out in just about a month now. Extreme Venom verse #2, first appearance of Venom from the 1602 universe. First appearance of LMV Life Model Venom. Life Model Venom. Iron Man #1, Facsimile, and Storm #1, first appearance of Blowback, of villainous weather entity. So Storm's getting her own comic. Not sure how long it'll go for. Probably 5 issues. Marvel likes to do the 5-issue and
This is her 4th series.
4th series. Okay.
Yeah,
Wow.
this was actually written by
Wow.
Ann Nocenti, who worked on the Marvel books in like the 80s.
Oh yeah.
Really? That's cool.
Okay, I'll have to pick that up. Okay,
cool.
so
This is also one of those. I think this is also one of those Marvel series that they've been doing, where they take like those older creators and they let them work on books. The book is set in those older times.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like the Craven story that I had mentioned last week, written by the writer at that time, and it's set back in that time. So I do like these series that are coming out, kind of like the Joe Fixit one, too, Peter David.
yeah, I'm just about to finish that one.
Yeah, it's a cool premise that they're bringing back these creators and allowing them to kind of tell some stories set within that time frame.
Yeah. There's also Avengers War Across Time that had the old Avengers, and it was drawn.
Yeah, with
that way
Alan
too.
Davis.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so Loki season 2 got confirmed that it was going to be released in October. We got some news about that. Apparently, it's going to clear up the future of Kang. Maybe they reshot some stuff.
Big shocker there. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Marvel Studios has a Kang the Conqueror problem. Jonathan Majors first played blah, blah, blah. We all know that. We all know things aren't looking good for Majors. As a result, there's pressure on Marvel Studios to recast Kang, though it looks like they're waiting to see how things go for Majors in court first. It's not a good look, but it appears a decision may have finally been made, and things will become clear once Loki Season 2 wraps up on Disney Plus later this year. According to a scooper, Alex from CC, there are no plans to ditch the ongoing multiverse storyline that's set to culminate with Avengers Kang Dynasty and Avengers Secret Wars. However, Major's MCU future will reportedly become clear by the time Loki ends. With the series pushed back to October 6th, that leaves enough time for reshoots, which can clear up the actor's future or lack thereof as Kang. Perhaps something will happen which results in the villain's appearance being changed. A simple recast would be easier, but Marvel Studios really heads down that route. And going along with that, we also got news this week that Marvel weren't originally building this phase around Kang. They decided to do that after he was in Loki. They shot Loki season 1 and saw how good he was. In Loki season 1 finale, we're introduced to Jonathan Majors as He Who Remains. It quickly became apparent that he was a Kang variant, with the Ant-Man and Wasp Quantumania introducing us to the Conqueror version of the villain. It's obvious that Kang is being lined up as Multiverse Saga's big bad, though there are some questions about how that will work. Okay, we know that. Speaking on The Ringers, the Big Picture podcast, author Joanna Robinson, who wrote the MCU, The Reign of Marvel Studios, shared some of what she's heard about how plans change in the wake of Avengers Endgame. I was told by someone who works for Marvel that it was not the plan to make Kang the center of everything until they saw dailies from Quantumania and after his performance in Loki, which was so strong they were like, this is it. This is our way forward. We've lost our varsity hero team, but let's set up around this guy Kang and this performer so that so many people are reacting to.
Holy fuck.
So he was so good. Like, he's good. Obviously, he's good as he's great as Kang.
He's good.
Yeah,
He's great.
But he's so good. He's such a great
great.
actor that Marvel was like, this guy is amazing. We have to build our villain and our next 10 movies around this guy.
Dude.
And
I wouldn't mind if they just had the High Evolutionary stumble across Kang,
Yeah.
steal all his technology, and now we just have variants of the
they could pivot.
High Evolutionary, who's the new Kang. He was excellent.
We also got word that James Gunn confirmed High Evolutionary did survive Volume 3, and he is in prison in nowhere, somewhere.
Oh, okay.
So he is still alive. He can come back. Maybe that's how they pivot. Because I'm sure all those actors have multiple pictures on their deals just in case they want to do that.
Yep. Oh my god.
Yeah, so maybe this will work out that everyone loved High Evolutionary. They can pivot to him and reshoot with Loki and he takes over.
Okay. Let's go right now, all of us, ready, on a scale of 1 to 5. How much are they gonna replace Jonathan Majors?
I can't give a number. I got to see what happens with this court case. I'm
going at least 4.5. They are replacing him. He is getting fucking replaced, no matter what. Go ahead.
Steve.
the challenge, okay, is that nobody cares about the truth. They just care about
100%.
Yeah.
what is portrayed as potentially the truth. And once they hear there's a court case, it's like they've already decided he's guilty. So even if he ends up being cleared, there's still this dark cloud hanging over him that Disney's not gonna want to mess with. So it's a challenge, man. It's once you get something like that brought up against you, you're kind of ruined, unfortunately.
Tell that to Johnny Depp.
Wow.
Apparently he's back. He's back into Hollywood. I guess there was a report this week that he is being courted again for roles.
Wait, sorry, courted
again for roles in Hollywood.
Or as in, for a role, not courted as in.
I feel like he's got a lot more goodwill built up over decades.
Oh, he has so much goodwill built up. It's disgusting, dude.
That Majors has, but
it's disgusting. John, the difference is night and day. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you have to understand, Johnny Depp, 20 years of just pure movie going experience of fans pushing him, zero doubt. Jonathan Majors, 5 years, like less than 5 years, and then let's not. Sorry, I don't want to get into anything detailed, but there was many comments about people living and breathing in the New York City arts, like, you know what I mean, like community scene, and everybody's response was finally. that was it. Oh, finally this has happened. Oh wow, it took this long. Now we're here, and like treating the rest of us like we're fucking dopes. We have no idea. And we have no idea. But like every single person. Oh wow, it's been 2 years. Surprised it took this long.
Yeah.
Holy fuck. So
okay.
I don't think it's gonna get better. That's all.
Okay, we also got an update on another series that's coming out in November now after Loki's done. Echo is being they're doing something new with Echo. They're releasing all of her episodes all at once. Marvel typically does one a week, but for Echo, they're putting all the episodes out on November 29th. There are some rumors or issues that before reshoots, Kevin Feige wasn't thrilled with the show. Several months ago, we started hearing that Hawkeye spinoff Echo might be in trouble. Sounded like there are a lot of creative issues with Disney Plus series, a bad sign when many fans have already questioned why the character needs her own TV show. Recently, Marvel Studios confirmed that all episodes of Echo will drop on November 29th. That's led to more speculation about the possibility of the series not being very good. As a release like this obviously means it's over and done and within a few days, rather than weeks of possible bad reviews. We'll soon find out, but a new claim from insider Jeff Snyder said thankfully they might have been fixed in recent months. I heard the show was kind of plagued by issues throughout production. I heard that it was a mess and that the show came in so bad that they basically had to shoot the entire thing. I'm told that they originally shot 8 episodes and Kevin thought it was unreleasable, so they talked about cutting it down to 4 episodes or 6. Oh, so they cut it down.
Holy fuck. 6? 4? Can you imagine?
4 is a little weird for Marvel series.
4 episodes here. That is a small mini-series. That's not a TV show.
I don't understand who they thought wanted this series, though.
Yeah, also, I literally said... Oh my god, my computer's slipping off my knees. I literally said the exact same fucking thing. Why? Why are we... You know what I mean? But
I didn't even think she was that interesting in the Hawkeye show. Like, who was like, we need a whole series based on her now.
And they propped her up in the series. Like, I'm not saying that they gave her, like, you know what I mean? They gave her, like, special, like, fucking whatever. But they did, like, you know what I mean? They did, like, lift her up in that series to be able to, like, showcase a little bit.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
I don't have any feelings either way that she got a show.
Yeah, like seriously.
Like I don't have to watch it. If someone wants to watch it and they enjoy it, I don't care. Like it didn't
Right,
just because they made this show doesn't mean they're not going to make another.
They're spending millions on this, right? And they have how many other characters that they could spend millions on? Like, what was the push for this specific character to get her own show?
Okay. The only thing that I can
as opposed to like Howard the Duck.
Yeah, and like the only thing
they can never ever overcome the '80s Howard the Duck movie. I don't think
be overcome
yeah.
easily.
I don't know.
The only thing that I like to think that is the most positive outcome of this entire thing is that it is pushing awareness for people who can't
speak or hear.
Speak. Yeah. Fucking accessibility. I'm so sorry. I love everybody, but like, you know what I mean? Like that's what I was trying to say. And like that's the only thing that I can imagine. You know what I mean? Is that's what they're pushing towards. But I can tell you right now, man, you fucking film a whole season and you cut that bad boy down to 4 episodes, there is definitely a problem. There is a fucking problem.
They did that with the Witcher Blood Origin too, apparently, is that they had 6 and they cut it down to 4. And people hated that.
Because it was awful. It was bad.
It wasn't 10% Rotten Tomatoes. It was more like a 40 for me, but okay. So Mortal Kombat, I think Steve, do you have the original Mortal Kombat sitting there on SNES?
Fuck.
Yeah.
I do, yeah.
So they
Did you guys watch?
Can I get through this? So they rebooted Mortal Kombat 1. It came out that there are some DLC characters, which include comic book characters. So we're going to get, as part of the DLC, Invincible's Omni-Man, Suicide Squad's Peacemaker, and Homelander from The Boys. It's going to be very interesting to find out how incredibly powerful and ruthlessly bloodthirsty characters like Homelander and Omni-Man match up against each other in MK regulars. Oh, there they are.
Fuck off, dude. Get out of here.
Do you still remember the code? Oh, I guess, wait. The blood code was only on SNES, right? Because blood was already enabled on Genesis?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Genesis had the original and the fucking... Yeah.
So those characters are coming to Mortal Kombat, which I'm not sure when this comes out.
I can't remember. I'm so sorry.
Mortal Kombat 1 is available pre-order. Yeah, no date as to when it's released.
No date.
But yeah. Okay, one more thing before we do the stuff for sales and what we're reading.
Oh, as far as fighting games, though, this was it.
Oh, yeah, I would agree. Yeah, I would agree 100%, dude.
I had that game.
This is so much better than Mortal Kombat.
Absolutely agree, dude. That was top level, bro.
This game is awesome. Not to mention, cover art by Julie Bell.
By who?
Julie Bell.
Julie Bell.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
She's a really great painter. She's done some comics. I believe she's married to Boris Vallejo, who's also done some comics.
Yeah.
Okay, one more article, and then we'll talk about what we're reading, and I'll show those couple books that are up for sale on Useful Comics. Avengers: The Kang Dynasty writer Jeff Loveness denies being a social media scooper, but not that he's been fired. We all know about the Marvel subreddit spoiler thing that got shut down after Quantumania leaks happened. The Rick and Morty alum has been tapped to pen Avengers: The Kang Dynasty, but after introducing Kang the Conqueror in the Phase 5 opener. However, fans were quick to make it clear that they didn't want Loveness back, and that the Ant-Man 3's poor critical and commercial performance seemingly sealed the writer's fate. While nothing has been confirmed at this stage, you have to feel for the writer. He was sent out to promote Ant-Man in interviews, which saw him repeatedly asked about the movie's negative reception. Hey man, why does your movie suck? Ultimately, it felt like Loveness was being made the face of the movie's failings, making it easier for Marvel Studios to eventually part ways with him. Earlier today, a pretty wild rumor popped up online claiming Loveness is one of the Twitter's many anonymous online social media scoopers. This obviously suggests that while working at Marvel Studios, he was secretly gaining social media clout. This doesn't make any sense to me. By sharing confidential details about the MCU. He's like, you know what? They're paying me to write Marvel movies, but I'm just gonna leak stuff and put my job in
There's
jeopardy.
No chance, dude. There's no chance.
Well, what would you rather have? A successful career or people that think that you're
I know, right?
Fucking like 9,000 followers on Twitter. Oh yeah, it's so much more worth it than this fucking $40,000 script I'm about to write. Like,
I think that this decision is pretty clear to us, Matt. I don't know what you're talking about.
and he made way more than 40 grand. He fucking probably made 100 grand. Dude.
I'm sure scripts at this point for Marvel are 250,000 to 500,000 probably.
Okay, well then what the fuck
But this
are we
also
doing?
made me
Like,
question why is he writing the Avengers Kang Dynasty and not what's their names? The two who wrote Civil War, First Avenger, Infinity War, and Endgame. It was Stephen McFeely and Christopher Marcus. Like why? Like they wrote 4 of the best Marvel movies. Why are they not getting them back for Avengers?
Honestly, despite the speed of Civil War, you know what I mean? Like they were trying to go bop 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 bop. Other than that, I fucking like Civil War, bro. I enjoyed Civil War. I fucking love the way that they did it.
Yeah, Christopher Marcus
But,
and Stephen
you know what I mean?
McFeely.
They just
I like Civil War. I
crammed
do. I
too
like
much.
Ant-Man 3, man. Ant-Man 3 was enjoyable.
I'm not saying it's
Enjoyable to an
terrible.
To an
It's not.
An extent.
It could have been better.
Fuck's sake.
So these guys wrote Civil War, Winter Soldier, which is top like 3.
That's one of the best.
Yeah, Thor: Dark
Top.
World. There were some problems with that movie. I know you didn't like First Avenger, Steve, but I was a huge fan of The Rocketeer when I was a kid, and Joe Johnson did The Rocketeer.
Yeah, and
Kind of had that
was,
campy,
there was a lot of
weird,
influence
like
there, yeah.
pulpy. I don't know. I was fine with it, but
No,
That was cool.
I like it. It's just a little hokey with.
oh, it definitely has hokiness.
Not with laser beams.
Yeah. So they did Infinity War Endgame. I never saw The Gray Man, so I don't know if it was good or not. But Pain and Gain was great. Chronicles of
The one with The
Narnia.
Rock?
Yes, and Mark Wahlberg. It was a
movie's
Michael Bay
pretty
movie
wild.
that was like it was like his cheapest movie he's ever made. It was like $20 million, and it's
I
about
think Anthony Mackie's in that too.
yes, it's based on a true story about bodybuilders who rob somebody. It was really good.
Yeah, it's pretty wild.
Yeah. So I'm not sure why they don't get them to do it, but apparently Loveness may have been fired from it, so who knows. Okay, last thing before we talk about what we're reading. So this week, some books went up on usellcomics.com. This is actually a really good price, and this is Star Wars Heir to the Empire #1. If you can see that there, I can blow it up.
That's a pretty under
It's a
market
nice-
price there.
Yeah, and it looks better than my 9.2. I mean, I only got that for $10, but I'm thinking of scooping this before anyone else gets it.
Oh,
Yeah, and it's a good price. And I've purchased stuff from this guy before, and he does good packing. He also has up Captain Atom, first appearance of Blue Beetle. This is not a 9.4, but it is a first appearance.
that's pretty cool though.
What age is this? Bordering on Golden Age for 12 cents?
I was gonna say, I was gonna say gold. Yeah,
No,
No?
it's late silver.
Late silver? Okay.
Late silver, but it's also important to note that one is the first printing.
Oh,
The
is,
one
that,
you
is,
sell.
there is there a second print?
There's a reprint from the 70s, so it also looks old.
Oh, wow.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
But not as old.
Not as old. Okay.
as
It
that
has
one.
Steve.
That one
There's
is
a good
the real
reason why we
one. That's
keep
the
you
real
around,
deal. Right
yeah.
there.
Yeah, and it has Steve Ditko art.
Yeah.
The last first appearance he put up, I don't know nothing about this character, but it's the first appearance of the Creeper.
Reaper.
Yeah, the creeper. Yeah,
DC
I've heard of.
wanted by the underworld, the Creeper, 100,000 dead. Is this character ever show up again in anything?
Yeah, he's had 2 miniseries.
Oh, really?
Oh, sorry, he had an ongoing series in the late 90s.
Holy shit.
And then he had a miniseries written by Steve Niles
Okay.
in the mid 2000s. Steve Niles is the creator of 30 Days of Night.
Oh, Okay. So this also is 30. This is $30 from 1968. Some tanning, brown pages, but another first appearance. Okay. So before we close out for this week and the next 2 weeks, because I'll be away, we're going to talk about what we're reading or what we finished reading. Steve, you want to go first?
Yeah. Lightly. This series right here looked very intriguing to
Giga?
me.
Giga? How do you say that?
Giga?
Giga?
Gaga.
Okay.
In the first issue, they talk about how humans have, colonies of bacteria that live within them to keep us alive.
Oh.
And they were kind of correlating that these humans were the bacteria for giant robots to be surviving.
Okay.
That's
But
cool.
so the premise sounded really cool, but it kind of just fell flat for me after
Oh,
that.
really?
No.
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, bummer. Cool premise.
Damn.
Do you
kind of dense? Go on.
do you, if you get bored by a series like halfway through, do you make sure you finish it, or you just put it down and move on to something else? Like if you're not into it, do you keep
Depends on
going?
How bad it was. I almost gave up on this one.
Oh yeah.
Usually I do like to finish it because sometimes there's something redeeming it at the end. Unfortunately, the premise is cool, but this is a skip for me.
Yeah. Okay.
I did finally get that one shot that I needed to continue my
Oh,
Champions reading.
sick. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
So, but this is just rehashing basically Civil War, which is kind of annoying.
Oh yeah.
But some devastating event happens that ends up killing a bunch of innocent people, and they blame superheroes for it. But in this case, it's not just superheroes; it's specifically under 21 superheroes. So now there's a new law enacted that you can't be a superhero if you're under 21, unless you have a sponsor. So it's kind of like Civil War light.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I had to get it to continue reading the last volume of Champions, which is a fun series. It's just, this is kind of not a novel idea as a game changer, I guess you would say. Considering Marvel basically did the same premise, 10 years prior, 15 years prior.
Right.
And then I also read this
Maleficent.
Disney
Oh,
Villains
shit.
Maleficent.
Yeah.
Is that just a
This
one
is pretty
shot?
cool. No, it's an ongoing series,
Oh.
but it's pretty cool. There's this kid that he wants to break out on his own. He's traveling in the woods and he comes across Maleficent's castle, and he wants her to tell him about how her powers and how she gets them, and he ends up breaking into her castle and trying to steal some artifacts from her. And she doesn't take too kindly to that.
Oh, I don't imagine she would.
Yeah, but
Yeah. And
it's a fun read. I read it with my daughter. I'm exposing her to some new books, and she seemed pretty intrigued by it. So
Nice.
it was a
That's
good time.
cool. That's cool.
Dare I ask, Josh, have you been reading anything?
So I've actually been reading. I'm sorry, I can't remember the title of the book, but it's by.
It's this thing with pages.
Yeah, this thing. Wow, this weird thing. It's collected with pages. It's by one of the astronauts from Canada.
You're reading Chris Hadfield's novel?
Yeah, Chris Hadfield's book about going to space. Yeah.
The fiction one he wrote about the murders, or the actual one?
No, the real. No.
He's from the town I live in, you know.
Is he?
Yeah, he's from Sarnia.
Holy shit.
We have the Chris Hadfield Airport.
Oh my god. How many planes go there a
Like
day?
one a day. It's not a lot.
It's mostly just space shuttles that
Yeah.
land there.
Yeah. No, there's like one plane that goes from here to Toronto and back like twice a day, but that's about it.
They basically just transport astronaut food back and forth, just in case. Yeah.
Okay. I heard that.
That's what I'm reading.
I heard both of his books were good, actually.
I can tell you right now, only a few pages in, it's delicious.
Okay. I finished this week. Can you see that?
Oh,
It's a Star Wars High Republic book by Claudia Gray. It's the first of 3. So I finished that. That was pretty good. And then I'm still reading Donny Cates' Vanish, which is on number 6 now.
Okay.
7 comes out tomorrow.
Oh.
Yeah. They kind of screwed with you the last book about whether this whole fantasy of wizards and high priestess or whatever is real or not, and in the character's head. So I'm still kind of not sure whether it was a fake out or not, but so far they haven't answered that question. Predator number 2.
That's nice.
Invincible Iron Man number 5, which actually is getting better, I think.
That's good though.
It didn't have a strong start, and I'm also I haven't read the previous Iron Man, so I was kind of lost at first, but
That's kind of a bad sign of a new number 1, though.
that it's getting better.
No, so if you pick up a number 1 and you feel lost already, they haven't accomplished their mission of being a true number 1. It's just on paper it's a number 1.
Yeah.
Yeah. Local Man number.
So the goal of a number 1 should be able to lure in any new reader and then have them feel completely at ease in taking on the series.
Yeah, I felt like I got to that at like book 2 or 3. Like, okay, this is why he lost his company. He's kind of broke now. Like, at first I'm like, why doesn't he the head of Stark anymore? Yeah. Local Man number 3, still pretty good. Green Arrow number 1. Yeah, again with this,
doing pretty well for Nick.
the Green Arrow one. Yeah, also lost because I haven't read a Green Arrow book before, so I don't know what's going on. There are a bunch of like whether they came out of the show Green Arrow or the show Arrow, or it was in the book first. There are 2 characters in the show that I know that I know of that are in this book, so I'm like, oh, I know this character, I know that character. But there's like a daughter, I have no idea who it is, and there's like a multiverse thing going on immediately. I'm like, I don't know what's going on, or who's chasing them.
Multiverse in Green Arrow?
Yeah, they're like through a portal or something at the end, and it seems like a different world. I don't know.
That seems like an odd to me. Like Green Arrow seems very street level, and to have it being multi-dimensional and portals is an odd matchup.
Seems wacky. It seems wacky.
Yeah.
It's like, what's he gonna do? Shoot an arrow through that fucking thing?
The Ambassadors issue number 2. Mark
That's
Miller.
cool,
So far so good.
Number 2 is very expensive.
Why?
Oh.
Low
shit.
print, I think. And
It's got,
everybody's
like, I mean, it has a first appearance, but you don't know who this character is, really.
people are I think people are enjoying reading it. My last number 1 sold for like 15.
Oh, yeah?
Holy shit.
And
Holy fuck. Actually.
yeah, I think that they were saying that number 2 is expensive. Yeah.
Damn.
You might have the wrong cover though.
Well, this is the A cover, isn't it?
Cover A. Let me see it.
Oh.
It's with the Indian superhero on the cover.
Oh,
Lucy,
that's the second.
you're
That's the
getting
second
called out
print.
right now, baby.
It's a second print.
Oh
it?
my
I
god.
don't think so.
Maybe,
How
maybe
could we
not.
have done this?
That's not the cover that's selling for a lot of money.
Oh, what's the cover that's selling for a lot of money? Not that it really
Same
matters,
character.
but-
He's flying over a city with a pink flying trail.
Okay.
So,
Pink flying trail? That's saucy.
do you notice a difference
you have-
in first appearances? Like, for some unknown reason, B covers do better than A, and A does better than B. Like, it just depends on.
A cover,
Yeah.
main cover is the way to go.
Oh yeah, so yeah,
Yeah.
I don't have. So there's a
Yeah.
second print special edition.
Oh shit. There's
But
a
I
third
have
one
the-
too. Fuck.
Oh wait, this one says it's going for 30.
That's crazy.
If I check eBay sold, has sold for like 13 recently. The other
Stupid
one has
damn
sold for
damn.
25 or 29.
Stupid cover price telling me the wrong thing. Okay. Behold Behemoth number 5. This is about that kid that turns into a giant monster that's kind of ruined the world. there's some weird mythology in this that I'm still not clear on. Maybe that'll clear up a bit more. But like angels are now involved in it, and I don't know how it relates to the monsters yet. I don't know. Alien number 1. This is the new 2023 series. There was a series last year that finished with Alien, but this is another number 1.
That's
yet again, Weyland Yutani is trying to get a xenomorph and a face hugger because they want to experiment on it. Same kind of story every Alien. Jesus Christ.
We couldn't get a new one, eh?
Like they're just being
like
bastards
Luthor
already.
and Superman, man.
Yeah.
That's it.
Always, dude. Always. Yeah, always.
And then I finally got around to World Tree, which is Tinian.
Number 3, right?
No, this is number 1.
Oh.
But it's called World Tree. It's like in Leet speak, the world.
No, I know it's.
Oh.
No, it's Leet. I thought that it was the 3rd issue because we had talked about it for the last 2 episodes.
There's a misprint, so this is like the 2nd print of the.
That's
that one. Yeah, of course.
The misprint is up on Usel Comics because I got one. Yeah. So this is pretty good. It's very adult. Lots of nudity, which is weird for a comic. At least the ones I read.
Nips.
Yeah. It's pretty good. There's murder and serial killing and weird, like, seems like there's some sort of under net controlling people if they look at it, kind of the ring stuff. I don't know, but it was pretty good. It was definitely gonna read the 2nd issue, but yeah. I didn't get any pickups this week. Did you pick up anything, Steve? Nope.
No,
Okay.
I mean I did pick up something, but it's not really of interest.
Oh,
Like
okay.
closeout on a Cable and X-Force trade paperback.
Oh. Okay. Okay. So I'll be away the next 2 weeks. I may try and do the top 10 cover price on my little laptop that I'm bringing for work. Just post that.
Do it.
If the internet is good on the boat, which I hope, all reports from people using it say it's fine. You can actually stream on it. It is also weird that you don't by default get internet on the boat. You have to pay for it. Like, I don't know what, like most places you get like a tier 1 that's free that you can at least check email with, and then if you want the other one that's, a bit faster and you can stream and stuff, then you pay for it. But this cruise, no, it's, if you want internet, you gotta pay. But I have to do it for work anyways in case the client has a problem.
Business expense.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'll do that, and then I'm going to Forbidden Planet in London, and if there's any close comic book shops to the port where we're in Denmark and Norway, I'll try and take a look around there. But yeah, we'll be back in a couple weeks, and then hope by then also that the new shipping is ready, because there was a new bug I found that has to get fixed before we launch it. It's probably fine, shouldn't take a while, but we'll see. But this is why we do testing, is because we got to fix the bugs before they launch. So, if only video game companies did that, there would be a lot.
Hey,
Wow,
well, eBay
imagine
did that.
that.
Oh, is there a bug in
Imagine they
eBay
did
that was?
Oh my gosh! Every
If they
time there's
did
a new
Arkham Knights, where
something
would
new
we
they
be now?
launch, whenever they launch something new, there's always problems.
I just got an email from them about they're launching something new with cards. What was it?
Oh my god, don't even fucking tell me.
The shipping. Is it their shipping?
Let's see. Authenticity guarantee for trading cards.
Oh my, yeah. If you sell a card over $250, I think you have to ship it to them. They will authenticate it, and then they'll send it to the
Oh
customer.
yeah,
Wow.
that's
Yeah.
getting into a lot of work. Are they taking like 30% of the cut for that now?
I don't know,
That's
but
a
also,
lot of
like,
work,
if you want
yeah.
that card for a show this weekend, like, you gotta plan for that delay.
Yep. People are
Wow.
gonna pay it. They're gonna pay that. Absolutely.
We'll just start a sell cards and do 5%, and we'll undercut them
There it
eventually,
is.
right?
Boom. Done. Yeah. Start it up.
All right. Thanks everyone. That's it for this week. Appreciate you, and we'll be back in a bit.